Hello, everybody, and welcome back to X-Plane 11. Once again, today doing a flight in the Flight Factor 767-300 freighter, and we're going from St. Louis, Missouri to Louisville in Kentucky. That's what we are going to do. There's a cool freeware scenery to check out there. I'm using the Taxi to Gate FSX scenery. I bought a long time ago that I converted to X-Plane for the St. Louis scenery, but also made some custom edits to it with objects. Pretty much all loaded up here and fueled up, and we're ready to go. So we're going to get all this ground equipment clear, and I'll show you what we're doing. All right, you can see we got quite a bit going on here. We're keeping the GPU on right now, but actually we're going to go upstairs and we're going to turn on the APU, the auxiliary power unit. That goes to the on position, and we wait a few seconds there, and then we can start up the APU. There we go. We'll put this on the engine page for startups today. And I'll show you what else we got going on. So stairs can go bye-bye, chocks can go bye-bye, fuel truck, we're done with you. Loader unit, you can go bye-bye as well. That is good to go. We've got quite a bit of weight here. We're taking to Louisville. So let's go ahead and close this out for now. Once the APU is on bus, we'll be good to go for that. So letting that thing fire up right now, I'll show you the route. We are going... Go to the legs page. We're just going direct to Ted. This is how they do it. They go Ted, then Dave, and then they do the Damon 5 arrival to Louisville. And that's going to be on 3-5 left is what we're landing at there. So the freeware scenery we have going into there, I had to manually place all of the static airplanes there because Traffic Global is not compatible with it, and it really does a whole... No bueno on it. So, okay, that's good to go there. I don't really need to step... Well, yeah, I'll show it to you a little bit here before we go. So we'll step through and show you the flight plan here. So, departure out of St. Louis. There it is right there. Ted, Dave, Zarda. Then the top of descent, we go to Pinto, Sacco, Cherry, and then we've got Damon. And then we are going to go to Han. And when we get to Luz, we're pretty much just going to do a vector for the ILS approach. That is the whole idea there, but I just want to make sure that it was connected so it didn't have any issues with that. Okay, so it looks like APU is fired up. APU gen is on. We can remove the external power now, and it's going to flip over to the APU generator. And we have the isolation valves on. APU is good to go there. We don't have to turn those off just yet. Window heat is good. Upstairs, we've got everything checked out. Yacht dampers are good. Everything is pretty much automated on this airplane. We need to make sure these guys are on. That would be a problem. And then flowing up here, battery, standby power is all good there. Emergency lights are armed and guarded going down the list. We've got our pumps here. We got 12.6 in each side, total of 25.3. And we're not using any crossfeed. We're not using these center pumps. We don't need that since we don't have anything in the center tank. Going down, anti-ice is off. We don't need that for now. Position lights are good there. Going up here, landing altitude, we'll get that before too long. I'm just going to put 600 in there for now. We'll double check it once we get where we're going. I don't care about passenger signs because we have cargo on board today. Everything up here looks good. Trim air, recirculation fans are good. Packs are on auto right now. And MCP is set. 15,000 on departure. We can change this to 300 in case we need it. There we go, just like that. 168, so it's V2 plus 15. I've got V2 of 153 plus 15. We got 168 in there. And anything else? Oh, altimeter is 3013. Current weather in St. Louis, 10 statute miles of visibility. Scattered clouds at 6,500 and 3013. That's what we have in there right now. So we're pretty much good to go. We're going to get the pushback over here, and we're going to get started up.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted.
All right.
Release parking brake.
We're going to release the parking brake so they can start pushing us back now. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and kill our packs.
And you may start engines.
All right. Packs are in the off position there. We're going to start engine number 2 first. And wait until we get a little cleared back here. That's good there. Let's go ahead and start engine 2. So that goes over to ground. And we've got into rotation here. We're looking for 20% into. We'll add fuel. Doesn't take very long for this thing to fire up. Compared to like a 737. There's 20. There's the fuel right there. Watching our instruments here. We got EGT rising. Oil pressure rising. That looks awesome. And the start valve closes pretty quick. There you go. They're pushing us back this way. Off the old Haith ramp. A long time ago, I used to work right out of here, Air Cargo Loadmasters. This right here was where I worked. So I worked the Kitty Hawk Air Cargo contract. Worked Bax Global and Capital Cargo International Airlines. Emery Worldwide. They had Express.net sometimes. Did all sorts of fun stuff. A lot of charters, but man, spent a lot of my years right there on that ramp in front of us. Such an iconic ramp. All right, let's go ahead and go to ground on 1. And we've got N2. Waiting for that 20%. There we go. Add that fuel. EGT's rising. Oil pressure's rising. Awesome. Wait for the click. And start valve is closed.
Operation complete. Go ahead and set the parking brake.
Parking brake is set. There you go.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
All right, they're going to disconnect the tow bar. That works for me. We're going to make sure that we have everything ready to go here. This goes back to the map menu here, and we can zoom back in on us. There we go. Now we're on the aircraft's generators on the engines. That's what that switch sound was there. Since we have those on, it automatically flips it over. So now what we can do is we can just turn off the APU gen completely. We do not need that. We do not need the APU, so let's go ahead and kill that guy. I'll go with the engines, and we need to kill all these isolation valves. There we go. Disconnect. We'll look for the hand signals on the right. Packs go to auto. We get our sound of that rushing air, and we can kill the APU. We don't need him running anymore. That's good to go. We'll set our flaps for 15 for takeoff, so we'll go 1, 2, 3. And those are indeed in transit. We can use a little bit of checklists.
Disconnected and bypass pin has
Here.
been removed. Hand signal on the right. We'll see you
We're
next
good
time.
on all this
and have a
stuff.
safe flight.
All right, you got it. All right, we got the pin right there. They are showing it to us on the right-hand side. Fantastic. Okay, so let's go ahead and do our before taxi checklist. Anti-ice as required. It's off. Recall. Oh, we want to hit that button right here on the right. There we go. That is checked. RTO for auto brakes. Ground equipment is clear. Before taxi checklist complete. Let's go ahead and release the parking brake. We're taxiing over to 30 right. Nose gear light can come on. We can turn our little guys on here as well. If you can grab it. It's kind of tough to get to this one switch. There we go, right there. Awesome. And a little bit of power goes a long way. Got an FMC message and flight deck temperature they don't like. Well, it's kind of cold here, so I'm sorry, but let's put it on auto. I had it nice and warm in here. Okay, a little bit more power than that. There we go. We'll go to the flight control page here, and we'll do a test on the flight controls. We got left. I've got right. I've got forward. I got back. I've got my rudders working. Beautiful. We can see that that is indeed happening. We'll test the brakes. Brakes are good. All right. FMC message is what? Probably nav date out of date. Yep. I never keep that stuff in date. Up to date. Clear that message on that side. Got to do it on both sides for some reason. They like to mess with us. So we taxi over to 30 right. Just the left here. And then another left, and we'll be there. One thing is for certain, man, the rudder sensitivity on the Flight Factor 767 is very, very touchy, very sensitive. A little bit of power here. We go down And one more thing for housekeeping, we'll turn that weather radar to the on position. We have it to weather mode, and we are at 0 on the tilt. So it's in test mode now. Not expecting any weather, but we would normally have this set to that. And we want to make sure that our transponders are TARA, which it is. Oh, that's not right at all. I don't know what that's drawing. I've been having some weird anomalies with the weather radar in this airplane in particular, which is very strange. So we're going to cross 30 right, make a left on Echo, take that down. So we'll turn the strobe lights on as we cross 30 right. And we're going to turn off that weather radar because it's doing weird stuff. We don't like that. Way down to 30 right. Looks like we have a left crosswind today. There it is right there. We have to deal with, so we'll be prepared for that on our takeoff roll. What we're going to do is do something that I don't normally do, and that is instead of just using toga mode, we're going to keep the auto throttles armed off right now. We're going to keep them off, and we're doing a derated takeoff, 45 degrees Celsius. And what we're going to do is we're going to manually select it onto that little dial right there, little green spot for that derate. And then after that, once we take to the air, we'll turn on the auto throttle so VNAV can take over. The reason for that is because for some reason I'm getting some weird engine surging on takeoff. Now they said it can be fixed with the throttles blocked, but I don't trust it, to be honest with you. Okay, we're all good here. Yep, we're going to be clear for takeoff on 30 right. So here comes the lights. There we go. Yeah. This, man, very, very, very sensitive. And we'll get our clock going here. It will let us, as we're going to reset it. We're going to do something. Let's hit chrono. There we go. I don't know what those things were doing, but they weren't doing what they're supposed to do. RTO on that. We have lights on upstairs. We're good. Clear for takeoff on 30 right. And V1 of 141. It shouldn't take too much with this old beast, man. These 767s are pretty good. All right. Left turn here. Line up. There we go. We're going to bring him up. Let him stabilize. Ready for that crosswind. Forward. And takeoff power set. Airspeed's alive. There's 80 knots. We cross-check that, which is fine. And we take out that crosswind ever so slightly. We hit V1 and rotate. Positive rate, gear up. There we go. We'll turn the auto throttles on. We're on that VNAV. And we're climbing out of St. Louis. Making our turn out there to our intersection of Ted. And watching the airplane. We'll be cleaning up the flaps in a little bit here. We first need to get up to our altitude and clean the airplane up from there. Just a little bit of turbulence at the lower altitude, but man, it's really nice and smooth right now. Not bad at all. What we'll do is we'll roll off here in a minute, clean the airplane up, and we'll continue to the left. Still not using the autopilot, just using the flight director for now. There we go. I'm gonna bring that nose down now as it's going to accelerate, and we'll roll off right here. Lovely Ortho for XP we've got going. Okay, there we go. Flaps 5. Here comes the nose down drop as we accelerate, and we'll bring our flaps up. Wonderful. Another left turn here. And we'll get on course. Happy Thursday to everybody. I hope you've had a fantastic week so far. Figured we would change things up. We've been doing a lot of GA flying lately, so I was like, you know what? Let's take the old 767 out. I did a flight yesterday on stream. We flew from Cancun, Mexico to Miami to Tampa in this. So if you want more 767 action, you can check out my Fabian Live channel. It'll be linked in the description below. We'll turn to the right here. Looking great. As we roll off, we'll just turn that autopilot system on, and we'll be good. That's pretty much all there is to it. Getting on out of here. The 767 is a very nice flying airplane. It's a hand fly. Autopilot on. After takeoff checklist is packs on auto. Yes, they are. And landing gear is up. There it is in the off position. Flaps are up. Altimeters are set. We don't have to change that till we get to 18,000. We're above 10,000 feet now, and we can make sure everything upstairs looks good. We have the lights all off, wing lights off. We don't worry about the seatbelt signs, nothing like that. We're just monitoring all our systems here, and we're almost to TED intersection. We've still got about 16 nautical miles to that. Man, what a cool breakout that was through the clouds. I'm going to keep that that nose shot that I had going for the entirety of it because it looks so good. Over TED intersection now, and we are going to Dave intersection next. There it is right there. And before anybody asks, I am using X Enviro for everything. The weather, The graphics, the lighting, you name it, any kind of thing you see here is what we're using. And I'm going to show you what my settings are. I'll get people that are asking all the time about that. There they are right there. And you can pause the video and you can take a screenshot, whatever you want to do. But that is the settings I use. Above 18,000 feet, we can go to 992 standard pressure on these guys, on both of these actually. Let's take care of that. There we go, that's good. And the standbys as well are set to 2992, perfect. As we near our top of climb, you can see just after Zarda there is the top of descent. So we have a very short cruise today, not long at all. Wanted to say a big thank you to all of you that have been showing love and support. Those of you that are aviation fans, flight sim fans, on the breakdowns we've been doing on Microsoft Flight Simulator. You guys have really enjoyed those. Thank you very much for that. And you really enjoyed the landing challenge videos, so we'll probably do another one of those before too long. It's looking like it's going to be Lukla next. Lukla, whatever. I'm going to pronounce everything wrong to everybody anyway, so it doesn't matter. But that's where we're going to go next. It's another sloped runway uphill, which is pretty crazy. So that'll be fun. For those of you that watch the American Truck Simulator videos, the new open beta is out now to the public. And I have not, I just actually rolled into it today, but I have not in the past because it breaks all your mods, and that's no fun. All right, coming up on 290, we're going to be almost to the 20 mark. We're going to start our descent about 10 out. So let's go ahead and get things situated here on the init ref page. We've got flaps. We're doing flaps 25, 153. So all we got to do here is wait for the sim to load in the tiles. That's why it was going slow. Click this once, puts it down here, and then we're gonna enter that in right here. ILS is 111.3 and 303, so 111.3, 303. Down here, we go to 111.3. Ooh, that was fast. And then 303 is the course we need to intercept. There we go, 303 is in there. We do not put it in here, that's for your VOR and DME. So we're going to be starting our descent here in a minute. I'll go over here. We've got reset MCP altitude. Yep, we'll get that in a second. We still got a little bit of time. So look at the legs page. I'm going to look at what my final approach is basically going to be. And it looks like it's going to be ollie at 4,000 at or above. Man, the lights just turned on in here. So 4,000 we can put into the MCP. Here it comes. Oop. A little too much there. Oh, there's 4,000 right there. And we're just about to the 10. So we just go to the descent page and we hit descend now. And we hit, we just did. We started our descent. It says drag required. So we're going to have to put out those, you guessed it, put out those spoilers. Going to help out keeping the airplane from overspeeding on its initial descent. Now, we'll hear the engines kick in, and when they kick in like that, we're going to be able to push these forward, but we're going to see where these end up going. They want a little bit more speed, so we'll just go ahead and push these forward. And I do that until maybe it'll tell us, hey, we want more drag. If it doesn't, that's okay. It usually just wants it initially. And RMP-wise, we're looking good on all of that. Yeah, the sun just shot right in here and lit everything up like crazy, which is interesting. All right, now it pulled back, so now it probably wants a little bit. Let's just give a little bit of spoiler out there and watch those throttles. That seems to be much better because it's aiming for 293 knots, which it's easily making, so now it wants to go a little faster. I don't think they need drag yet. We don't need that until we start our next deceleration point. . All right, so we're going to do auto brakes set to 2. And we need to enter in our landing data, which is going to be 501. That's what the actual, if it is set to 500, there we go. That's the actual elevation. And we'll grab our tablet. Let's go to the checklists and descent checklist. Pressurization is set for landing. Recall, let's hit it now. That's this one right here. That is good to go. Checked. Auto brake is set to 2. Landing data, we have our VREF. We've already set that. If you want to go over that real quick, I'll show what we got here. We're doing flaps 30, of course, 151. So we'll shoot for about 100 and about 159. On that, approach briefing complete. We're landing ILS on 35 left. Looking at the weather in Louisville, we got 250 at 11, which is better than what it was before because, man, it was gusting up to 20 knots earlier, and we'll hopefully make it in before that changes because the TAF is showing later on that's going to come back. 10 statute miles of visibility, broken clouds at 5,000, broken at 6,000, overcast at 11,000, altimeter 3014. We'll change that at 18. Looking at our legs page here, we're making sure that we have no big restrictions besides the normal. After Cherry, we go to Damon, and that's 240 at 8,000 feet. Looking down here, Ollie is, we're going to be at 170 when we get to Ollie at 4,000. That is the idea. And we'll get vectors to Ollie to do that. And then Cardinal at 2,400. So we can go ahead and set our MCP to 2,400. That's what the lowest it's going to descend to. There we go. That looks pretty good. Anything else? Nope. So it's 170, 170, 190. That's weird, but that's if we go around. But 170 looks like that is going to be the restriction they have in there for now. Looking out ahead, we are almost to Sacco here. You can see. Then we got Cherry and then Damien. And if we go, or Damon, if we go and miss, we come out here and we would hold at Damon if we had to hold. But we have a nice 54 knot tailwind right now, really helping out our flight. It's supposed to be about a 45 to 50 minute flight, and we're at 27 minutes now. We're looking great as it stands. You know, it wants to hold that 293 knots, 295. If we go back, you can see Sacco 293. So we don't need to add any drag. I don't know why the FMC was asking us to do that earlier. Very strange. We're about to get back into the soup, and we've got 240 knots is what we're shooting for here. It wanted some drag, so we threw those out. We'll go ahead and push those forward. It should be all right for that. We're at 240 now. Looking good. I did get the altimeters changed over to 3014, and we're looking good from there. But I love these clouds in X-Enviro. It's so pretty. It really is. I think that's our airport over there. I just saw it for just a second and peeked through those clouds. A little bit of a break in the clouds there. We saw it. Holding about 9,000, it looks like. Yep, because it wants to hold that, and then Han is 6,000, so I see what it's doing now. It's maintaining the speed right now and staying ahead of the airplane. We may have to use our speed brake again, but if not, we'll just go ahead and arm it for landing. Let's go ahead and bring these spoilers back out again. It seems like we're going to need them for this little bit to maintain our speed. Don't want it to get over 250 knots below 10,000. We're just about to go down into the clouds. We'll stay right here for this shot going through the clouds. I love the breakout. And they said it was right around 11,000 overcast, but looks like it's actually at 7,900 or 7,500, right around there. Okay, push that a little bit further forward. Just really keeping an eye on our speed by using the speed brake. It's working out pretty good for us so far. Almost the Han. Once we make that right turn over Han, we will go ahead and start vectoring ourselves manually with the heading knob. Here we are in the clouds. Man, that looks so realistic. It really does. And trust me, I know. Flight Simulator 2020, we hear it all the time. But I just still am loving some X-Plane. I cannot wait for Flight Sim 2020. Don't get me wrong. For Flight Simulator, but for now, we're just enjoying what X-Plane has to offer us. All right, heading select 165 for now. A little bit more to the right, actually. And we're just off to the right of Louisville. It's back there on the left. And we're on our left downwind now to intercept for the ILS. So we're ready for all of that. Waiting and waiting and waiting. We're going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit further. We got 5 miles now. We can see what we're doing. Let's go ahead and turn right, heading 170. Airplane slowing down again. Remember, we ollie at whatever we want there, but we might just go to a speed hold instead of VNAV. Once we grab that, there it goes. It's like, okay, now we want you to get to ollie, and that's fine. And we're supposed to be at ollie at 4,000 anyway. There's the nose bringing it up because it wants to pitch for that 170 on the speed. There we go. And this is where we can start introducing some flaps into the airplane as well. We'll put flaps 1 out in a minute. And flaps 1, speed checks. Flaps 1. There we go. And we're going to make a left turn now. Start going for that intercept. Down to 2,400 feet. There we go. That's a good vector there. 08 and 9er. Let's go speed mode. If it'll let us. Nope, don't want to do it. Okay, there it goes. I just can't read it. I don't know what it's telling us to do. Okay. Well, it's still in VNAV mode. We don't want to make it mad. Don't anger it, right? Okay, 111.3, 303's in. Yep. We just don't have it popping up on us yet. We should be getting... There's the airport right there. We actually do a visual approach. We don't have to do a ILS. Let's go left this way. I was going to do the ILS just for fun, for whatever. All right. Let's slow this puppy down. Bring these babies out. We are slippery coming in here. And we'll have the runway and we'll have the approach ourselves. So let's go ahead and get auto throttles off. My airplane. You as well. Going this way. Pull our power. Even best speed to the airport right now. We don't need to go crazy here. And we'll descend down to 2,400 ourselves. There's our runways. We're going to do 3.5. We'll do left. Not right. That's what we had originally planned for, so that'll work for me. Get back up to 2,500. And we'll go flaps 5. Yeah, we know. It's going to help slow the airplane down. We'll do 2,500, and we're going to just keep... Let's go left a little bit more. We're going to grab the lights on 3.5 left. 200 is good right now. We don't need to be going really, really, really slow by any means. And we've got the airport in sight. And the runway. Looking good here. We're going to go ahead and start trimming the airplane back. There we go. That way we don't have to fight it so much. That's really good. There. I don't know why the ILS did not pop up. That's very strange. I guess it was the wrong one. Oh, 10935. Oh, it had the St. Louis one in for some reason. 10935. Oh, that's all right. We're doing a visual now. But that's what happened. Now we know. All right. We'll go gear down. Flaps 15. Pull the power.
Terrain.
Yeah, we know terrain. Not worried about it. We've got the glide slope. Speed brake. Bring you in.
1,000.
Yep, 1,000. Looking good. Flaps. Please.
1,000.
Looking good here. We have that crosswind. Now 19. I told you we were going to get... I had a feeling it was waiting for us. We'll arm that speed brake. And let's start going for VREF here. So flaps 25. Just using the PAPI lights. And we're going to be adding about, since we got that gusting up to 20, we're going to be adding about 10 knots on our final here. A little low, bring it up. Right on the glide there. Yeah, I had to manually place every one of those static airplanes to give it a live feeling for the hub. And look at how much power giving it there for this crosswind. That's all right. We'll be ready for it. We'll throw the crab out at the very last second over the piano keys. It's very sensitive, so I already know that. Bring the power back a little bit. There we go. Oh, hello. Yeah, winds are gusting.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Using that right rudder. Down we are. Reversers. Fly that nose wheel down. There we go. Reverse is green. My chair rolled back on me when we touched down. Oh, I miss having carpeting. My new place doesn't have carpeting. Need to anchor this thing because it likes to roll. All right. Well, welcome to Louisville, the home of UPS. We'll make a right turn right here. When available. Got plenty of runway here. That's the beauty. Make a right turn this way. You know, what'd be fun is we have that 748 freighter. We might fly it out of here somewhere next time when we fly a big heavy. Come on. Yeah, not a huge fan of the ground handling characteristics of the Flight Factor 767. It's just, I don't know, stiff. And then it's really, really crazy. We're going to taxi straight ahead to this gate, just on the other side of this 767. All right, clean up the airplane. Bring up the flaps. Those are all good. Bring you all the way forward. You start this APU, so it'll go to on position for you. White light, wing light off. You off, off. We don't even need to use the runway turnoffs. We're here at our gate so quickly. There we go. And what do we got here? You know, marshaller out there? No. Auto gate. That's okay. Looking good there. And start the APU. APU is starting. And those light off. We'll taxi in to the ramp. All right, let's go ahead and shut it down so we can make sure that our APU gen is on, which it is. We'll go ahead and kill the engines. There they go. And then we can have our isolation valves on for the APU if we would like. Turn those guys off as well. We have air coming back into the airplane. Wonderful. Red light comes off. And we have made it, folks, to the hub, the UPS hub. Pretty darn cool, right? Well, that's going to do it for this flight today. Hope you enjoyed this 767. We'll see you next time. Take care.